Hello guys, today I decided to make one experiment for myself, but also for you guys. I wanted to test out what can I obtain from farming field bosses for 1 week. So basically I was doing this last week and I've tried to do almost all the possible schedules as I can. I only missed a few because of the maintenance, there's like disconnection issues. But generally speaking, I was doing most of the time 5 per day, which is the limit right now. You can do only one at a timer. The biggest issue that I find, and it's probably not going to be possible for every player to do that, is that you don't have a limit on them and you got to be around the clock for around 12 hours every single day. So they start, the first boss for the day starts at, let's just check it out. It starts at 14 in the afternoon. And then the last boss will be at 2 in the night. And then you have roughly 12 hours of cooldown. As you can see, that's from 2. Then it's just dynamic events during the night. And they're not, and they're a bit more spread out anyway. So you got some dynamic events and then all the way to 14. So that's 12 hours during the night, which is normal. But during the day, it's going to be really difficult to actually do all of them. Like most of the people are working or studying and so on. So that's a bit of a bummer. I don't know if they can do something about that. If they even care about that, I have no idea. But generally speaking, for the average player, probably capable of just running maybe 2 or 3 per day, depending on your schedule. So basically, here's what you get. That's 14 in the afternoon. Then you have one at 17. So maybe you're back from work. Maybe you can catch this one. And you got one at 21. This time is local for me. So that could be somewhere different for you. You can change the time in your settings, to be honest. Let's just check. So if you go on your settings, gameplay, language time, then you can see that's time zones, play current time, right? Local standard time, that's LST. And you can check to UTC, which obviously changes everything right now. Just go out. Now it says the timers are completely different right now. Now it says it's 20 in the afternoon, 20 in the evening, so 20 o'clock. For me, it's actually 22. As you can see, that's the local one. But yeah, so that's the UTC. You can just double check. That's 22 UTC. Then you have midnight UTC, and these that we said is actually 12. This one is 15, and then it's 19. So most people would probably be capable of running this one at 19. Some might be able to do something in the afternoon, like 12 and 15, and some people probably go for the late evening, which is like 22 and midnight. So that's one of the things. It's just a bit of a bummer. I have a small suggestion, but this video is not about that anyway. I'm just gonna put it there just so people know. Easy fix for that. Now, some people are not gonna like it, but others will actually appreciate it. Is if you have daily limits of how much you can do, so you can just pick specific time throughout the day when you can do some of these bosses and you hit your limit. Or they can do something like in Guild Wars 2, which is like event trains. Basically, they just run like a chain going from one area to another in a span of 2 or 3 hours. And you can just basically repeat all of the different events and bosses on in just about 2 or 3 hours. And then that's the limit for the day. So even if there is another, the same train after that, basically repeating similar bosses, you cannot get on that train. So that's kind of a good thing. However, the distribution of the bosses might be a bit different, but what I think they could do is simply enable all the bosses during those trains, those event trains, so that people can just jump on anything they want. So they can just go on a train, but they have to make some sort of combination between them. So you should not be spamming like 3 of the same field bosses. Or maybe they could do that if they want. But generally speaking, that would be more accessible for people. Maybe just do some sort of mixed rotation between the field bosses. Just do them like in 1 hour, they can drop like 4 or 5 field bosses all together in 1 hour, just going between 15 minutes cooldown or something like that. Anyway, there are like a lot of ways to execute such option. But right now, keep that in mind. For the biggest part, it's going to be really difficult for you to actually manage to do all these. I did them because I was like super free and I was just basically on the clock. I wasn't free, but I was basically on the clock. So I could jump in at any time to actually do these bosses. They only take like less than 10 minutes anyway. You're gonna wait 5 minutes on the spawn area, and then the boss dies in like 1 minute. So it's not a big deal, but still. So with that being said, here's what I got. Regular drop from the boss. I actually will admit I didn't get a single epic drop direct from the boss. Probably I didn't even get any drop whatsoever. Before that, I actually managed to get one drop. That's the one only drop that was actually before that week, so that's why I don't put it in here. It was a staff. It's a weapon from one of the field bosses that was sellable as well. So I made like 4,000 lucent on that. But during that week, I did not obtain a single item from these bosses. This is all we got, is these chests right here. This is why we're doing it for. As you can see, stacking is a little bit of a trouble here because every single boss has an individual chest. And so you're gonna waste a lot of space just for that. And they're like probably about 20 different bosses. So that's like 20 different chests right here. And most of them are like 1 or 2 because I just repeat them 1 or 2 times. So keep that in mind. It's just a lot of wastage. So it may seem kind of satisfying to just hoard things. I like to hoard things sometimes, but not for too long. Maybe for a week. I would probably never run something like that for a month. It's going to be crazy. Even that was a bit crazy for me. Actually, I'm stacking these up a little bit, but again, it's not something about the drop rate. It's just like a bit of a surplus in your resources. So if you just stack up for a bit longer, during that time, you see something like stagnation when you're not really earning or progressing that much. But once you drop everything on, you get a surplus and you're gonna get huge amount of resources all at once. So you're gonna immediately catch up. But that's really just for fun anyway. You don't have to do that. I just do it for fun. Keep in mind that the drop rate from these chests, this is the most important thing right there on the bottom. It's actually super low, 0.3%. So you need like 300 to guarantee a single drop. And this drop would be a selection chest. You can actually select the specific item you want. And some of these items are extremely expensive. So if we check Adentus, for instance, that's the chest. And then you check this chest, you preview, see Adentus Greatsword. Now, here we can check on the action cost. I don't know if this can actually give you a sellable Adentus, but just keep in mind the value of this weapon, at least people accept that value, is around 20,000 lucent. So if you get it non-sellable, just keep in mind, just keep it and use it for yourself. But anyway, this is why I've been doing it. You get these guaranteed rewards as well, which is a different number of these materials. Keep that in mind. So I think I got a total of about 38 boxes right now. It was 37 just an hour ago or something. That should be 38. Just multiply all that by 38 and you see the number. I'm just going to write the number later on the screen. So usually you get 5 recovery crystals. That's the green one. You get 3 precious polish crystal. You get 5 red marine ore. You get a resistance metal, which also you can use when you get 40. You can use them to craft something. It's not a really decent, but you can just craft some epic item. And you get a bundle with 1000 green steroid, which is that give you 15% bonus. It's a bit more than the regular one. And the chance for the selection chest, obviously. Multiply that by, let's say, close to 40 right now. And these materials that you get are actually not that bad. They're useful. In the end of the day, it just takes only a couple of minutes to do it. So if you're there, you should just focus on it. Another thing that's a bit of an issue, the alarms for that, the notification system is a bit of a, it's not the best one. Like you get a message on your chat panel right here, but it's not something crazy. Unless you're actually prepared for it, you may not even pay attention to that. I don't think there's any message popping on the screen here, and you can actually see it here as well on the schedule, but they could actually make slightly better work. The sound is small. You don't get a big pop message or whatever. With that being said, I'm just going to go and open them up. So let's just pray for decent luck right now. So I'm only going to open the boss chests. I'm not going to open these blessing pouches and things like that. So let's just see. First one is Morokai. Not super important for me. So yeah, that's the possible rewards. Doesn't say anything. That's what we can get from there. We're just going to open all of these almost at once and see what we can get. So basically, first one, so only the basic rewards, and they're always the same amount, so nothing special here. The next one, we got 3 Chernobog. So I did this boss 3 times. The highest one I did actually was 4 times, I think. That's Nirma, which is awesome because Nirma has super good weapon. That's actually good for my build as well. But we're gonna get to that. Let's just go with Chernobog first. I'm gonna open up all the 3, check it out. Again, nothing. I mean, 0.3% chance is very low anyway. So yeah, it makes sense. Next one is Cornelius. Nothing too special here, to be honest. This weapon, and Again, same stuff. Towels, we got 2. Check it out. Same stuff. Then we got Minazerok, only 1. Once again, pretty much the same. A Dentus, super important for him. I might as well just keep the best one in the end for my build. Mawakar is not super important for me, to be honest. I mean, it's okay for Shock Commander, but let's just check it out. Again, nothing going on, just basic materials. Grand Alon is really not so important for me either. Same stuff. Kozan is actually, I think, Shock Commander, so not too bad, but not exactly great for me, so I'm just gonna open that as well. Yep, basic stuff. Keep Nirma and Adentus for the end. Excavator 9. Nothing crazy for me, to be honest. Again, wait, we got another Chernobog. Interesting. Was it something else? Ah, well, it is what it is. Let's just go. So, pop this. Yep, same story. Menazerok again, for some reason. For some reason, I got them separated. I don't know how is this working anyway. But yeah, just pop this. That's another Adentus. Participation reward. We cannot stack them for some reason. Just copies of these, basically. That's Mawakar here as well. Same stuff. Grand Alon again. Same stuff. Junobot is actually decent for us, so I'm just going to keep it for later. Kozan is right here once again. I don't know how they just split like that. Near him again. Junobot. Axrayo. Yep. Get that. Nothing here. Just basic stuff. Aridos. This is the one I've got dropped the first time, but that was before that anyway. From the boss, actually, not from the chest anyway. Just open that. That's it. And now we got these. These are going to keep just for the end. So let's just open Junobot right now. So nothing from Junobot as well. That's 2 more here. Once again, nothing. And now we got Adentus and Nirma. For Nirma, actually turned out to be 5 chests, and Adentus has 4. Open up the first one here. Nothing again, and then 3 Adentus. Or maybe let's just drop 1 Nirma. Again, basic stuff. Let's go for 4 Nirma. Let's pray. That's 4 drops, okay? 4 chances of 0.3. I mean, once again, nothing. Crazy, man. It's crazy. And then 3 Adentus. That's the last one. And once again, we got nothing. For 0.3% chance, your odds of getting something are ridiculously low. I mean, that was like almost 40 chests. So on average, you need 300. If you want to do the same boss, of course, 300 times, that's going to be absurd. But just to put it in perspective, even if you just do randoms, I got around 40 for 1 week. So in 1 month, you should be able to get about 150 on average. So if you're super active like this for 2 months straight, on the clock 12 hours a day, you get close to 300 chests, and maybe one of them will actually have a selection chest, and it may not be the selection chest you want from the boss you want. So it's a bit hardcore in this regard. So unless you're running with a guild, specific guild raids, and you have decent guild distribution loot, you're pretty much just forget about these top tier weapons. They're either unsellable or really expensive. So with that being said, we got a bunch of quality recovered crystals. I think we got like 40 if you calculate. That's like almost 200 of these. We've got, what else do we get? We got mana regens. So we got steroid bundles. Those are which ones? I can't even see them technically. Are they going directly in my inventory or something? Steroid bundles should be these. There it is, 34 steroid guaranteed chests. So as you can see, we actually didn't get that one. I don't know why it's 34. It's supposed to be a bit more. We also got precious polished crystals. So it is these. We got 117 precious. This is pretty decent because you use them for crafting equipment. So that's pretty good. And we got red marine ore. We got 170. That's decent as well for making skill books. But you do need parchments. Quite a lot of them as well. Keep that in mind. And we got resistance metals. So I had some before, and with these I got to 52, which allows me to craft 1 epic item. They're actually just regular items, nothing super special. If you check view usage, you see that you can craft any item of the resistance. So just check them out and see if any of them actually make sense for your build, because they're usually the lowest tier of epic items. So yeah, there's that. So in 1 week, you should be able to get close to 40 or something like that. But you combine these also from dynamic events, not just from field bosses. These field boss things are coming from the chest, so you won't see them here, which is a bit funny because you see the ways to obtain them and only shows dynamic events, like directly from the event. However, it doesn't show field bosses because the field boss itself cannot drop a resistance medal, but you get a medal from the chest that is dropped by the boss. So it's a bit misleading, but just keep that in mind. So with that combined, you're probably able to get more than 40 per week if you're like super active anyway. But that's just one epic drop anyway. And we didn't get a single selection chest. Now, I understand it's very high value, but still, for the average player, this is not going to be possible to run them on 12 hours around the clock every single day. I would say half of that. So to get the same amount of chests, you probably need hardcore players, staying at home, no life, or whatever. Now, let's just open these two as well. I didn't open them immediately because, let's face it, they just give you a bit more materials, but you can't really get any actual weapon from these, just the soul fragment. And I don't even know what's the drop rate on the soul fragment. Let's just check it out. So all these are guaranteed. It's just slightly higher than the actual weapon. Now just consider the actual weapons from the other bosses, the section chest. It's not just weapons anyway. It's 0.3% chance, which is actually pretty low. But then this one is 0.5, slightly higher. However, you only can get a fragment and you need 180 to craft one weapon. Like, how ridiculous is this? Let's be real. Anyway, I'm not gonna trash talk the game too much. I mean, it's just some crazy things going on and I don't know what to say, but let's just open these up. It's gonna be just fucking materials anyway. Now the extra thing you get here is, well, instead of red ones, you get precious marine ore, and precious crystals are a bit more. That's the arch boss. Resistance medal is still 1. This bundle with steroid is still 1000. You get 5 recovery crystals and also 5 mana regen potions. So that's basically the difference. Slightly more materials, but that's it. Pop this. As you see, we just got the basic stuff, and then the other one is Tevent. Pretty much the same stuff. It just has a different chance of getting the soul fragment. Actually, if we can check the drop rates just for information, right? So you get, again, 0.5% chance for the soul fragment, and this chance for the fishing rod, 12.5%. Even though you only get this one once a week, I guess in a couple of months, you may actually be lucky enough to get the fishing rod. But keep in mind, that's just a +3 fishing. And if you're lucky enough, you can get Platinum Fishing Rod. It's basically the same bonus level. It's epic one. You get them from Mystic Lobes. So I was just lucky enough. But anyway, let's just open the last one. And same stuff. That was for this video, guys. I just wanted to make that experiment for myself. It isn't much of a point of hoarding them anyway. And don't feel too crazy bad if you miss some of these field bosses. As you can see, it's not game changing. I mean, sometimes you can get lucky, but again, it's pretty low chance anyway. Thank you guys for watching. I would appreciate if you subscribe to my channel if you liked the video and if you learned something useful today. So, and have a nice day. See you guys next time.